Hey Flosstube! Happy Gnome Day! This is Brandy Gable from Every Home Needs a Gnome, also known as Bojo Mojo Design Co. It's good to see you guys today on this, the most auspicious of days, Gnome Day. I don't know where this started from. I heard about it from Glenn over at Southern Stitcher, who is also the one who made me this lovely gnome hat. And I don't know if I don't know where Glenn heard about Gnome Day. It's possible she made it up. Totally possible. She's very, very funny and creative like that, so I could see it happening. But regardless, I love it because who doesn't love a day to celebrate gnomes? Am I right or am I right? Anyway, let's get on with it. So yes, this hat is from Glenn over at Southern Stitcher. She made oops, that's my hair. She made several hats for several people. It's very tall. Do you see how tall that's crazy. But mine doesn't want to stay pointed up. So it's slouched down. I added the ribbon around it. I tried to add a flower. It looked dumb because I didn't have the right flower. So I took the flower off. But I love it. I'm also wearing, oh gosh, I don't know if I can show you this. Because I'm not that flexible. Gnome socks. That was really hard. Those are from my friend, my best friend. She bought me gnome socks a while back, and I have been saving them for this day. So I'm very excited to wear them. We're going to talk more about gnomes here in just a little bit. But first I wanted to just share a whip with you. Because that's what we do on Flosstube. So what I've been working on, among a couple other things, but the thing that has been really kind of stealing my focus is this. Plum Street Sampler's Gentleman's Daughter. I love it so very much. I just love it. I can't tell you why, I just do. I love all of Plum Street's stuff. So I've only gotten that far on the house. I had to frog half of it at one point, and that was very sad, but it was my own stupidity that did it. So I can't even be angry at anyone else. Though I would like to blame a lot of people. Last night I was stitching on it while my daughter and her friend were at Keller Auditorium here in Portland at a concert. And on the green, I was stitching one of the windows, this window here, and I 100% used the wrong green because that's more of a grayish green, and the green I used was more of a green. I don't know. It was crazy. But it was cold and I was tired, so I screwed up. Anyway, that's that. That's what I did. I worked on this piece. I don't have anything to put behind it. It's a gnome. Oh my goodness. And all of a sudden I can't even remember anything about who designed it or anything. But it's a little gnome sampler. It was gifted to me from Glenn. She sent the pattern on to me, and I will send it on to another person. But I finally finished it, and I finished it specifically because of Gnome Day. I have to say, so there's a lot of, there's just a lot of color swaps going on because, it's just multicolored. And it turns out I'm much more of a block, I like doing blocks of color. So I was pretty excited about the little tires. But I don't like switching thread that often, it turns out. I'm so lame. I'm just not fun. There you go. Says the lady in a gnome hat. I don't know. Okay. So the other thing that I've been working on is going to have to wait because I have a freebie for you. But that's going to wait. I also have another gift for somebody. But I want to share a gift that I got also. So because it's Gnome Day, my friend Donna Ray Barrow sent a little gnome gift because she also loves gnomes. This, it looks like just a stiff little thing. It's a washcloth. It's a washcloth. It's amazing. Made in Sweden. Swedish people amaze me. I mean, I guess it's not like Swedish exclusive. I just think it's so cute. It's a gnome washcloth. I love it. I love it. There's a part of me that really wants to use it, but then there's another part of me that's like, I don't know, maybe I'll just frame it. I haven't decided yet. And then along with that, a little card with gnomes, gnome colored thread, and this little gnome needle minder. So cute. And he sits right on my lamp. Yeah, so thank you, Donna Ray. That was such a sweet gift. I am genuinely touched. Okay, so you can kind of see I've got some gnomes behind me. I've got, oh my gosh, I've got gnome, gnomes. These two books back here are books that I was enamored with as a child. Like seriously, my gnome fascination has been going on for about 40 years. Like this is not a new phenomenon for me. I have always loved gnomes. And in large part, it's because of these two books. This one is, oh, I don't even want to say his name because I'll get it so wrong. Ryan Portfleet. I'm so sorry if I got it wrong. Rain? I don't know. Anyway, the artwork in it is absolutely exquisite. Oh, and Will, whatever that last name is. I'm not even going to try that. Let's find some good artwork here. I keep thinking that what I would really like to do is get some of these little gnomes like tattooed onto me because they are so delightful. Okay, so I just have to tell you, this is the funniest picture. Okay, they're talking about gnome lifestyles and stuff. Look at that. That's the gnome bathroom, and that's the little man gnome in the tub with his wee-wee hanging out. Okay, 5-year-old Brandy thought that was the most incredible thing ever. Isn't that funny? There, that was my introduction to sex ed. That's really sad, but maybe true. I just thought it was the funniest thing. I would sit and stare at that little gnome wee-wee forever. Oh, that's really embarrassing to admit. And then this book too was this book was just always kind of a like walking into Dreamland. It's a family who is celebrating Christmas, and I don't know if this is a real family and that's their real home. I have no idea. But everything about this book, every single Christmas, I'd just be like, I want to live in this book with this family because it was all so picture perfect. My goodness sakes. So those are the books that kind of inspired my love of gnomes many, many moons ago. And it has just grown ever since. So it's fun to celebrate gnomes today. So real quick, these are like the first couple gnomes that I made. This one is, I think I named him Sven. But I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just making a gnome. And he turned out pretty cute, but he's a little floppy. And then this is the first girl gnome that I ever made. And I can't remember what her name is. I'm so sorry. But they sit on my shelf. And then this, I found this at a grocery store over by my mom's house. I went to visit my mom for a few days, and this was at the grocery store. And I just thought it was very cute. So I bought it. And then this is a gift from my mother-in-law. It was a belated Christmas gift, and it's a tea mug, so you can set your tea bag there. But I'm afraid I would break it, so it just sits on my shelf and looks very cute. And I love it. Yeah, and then, my goodness sakes, I've got more gnomes. I've got gnomes. My son and I went around and counted all the gnomes one day. I can't remember what the number was, but it was a little bit embarrassing, but I still don't feel like I have enough. So, it's possible I have a sickness. Probably I do. What I would love to do, this is just my own personal dream, is to just like have gnome clothes and just cosplay my entire life as a gnome lady. Because I am short and I am rotund, and I think that sounds delightful. I think I was built to be a gnome. I really do. Unfortunately, I'm not skilled at a sewing machine, and I think it's really fun to embarrass my kids, but maybe not quite that much. To just like become a gnome lady, I think it might push them over the edge. So I probably won't do it. Because I do want my kids to actually get married and have children and let me be a part of their lives at some point. Eventually. Oh well, for now I'll just celebrate gnomes on Gnome Day. Okay, so finally, no, not finally, but second to the last thing. I have a freebie for you, and it is over at my blog, which I'll put a link in below, in the show notes area. And over at the blog, I've got a few free patterns, and this is one that I made just for Gnome Day. And of course it says, every home needs a gnome. So here's the thing. I charted this all in DMC, and then I used for the gray, I used a Weeks Dye Works called Pewter, but my program doesn't have that on it. My designing program doesn't have that on it. So here's the simple bottom line is you can change these colors however you want. You know, just make it yours. Like individualize your gnome. It's all good. You could even put a little, instead of doing the little puff ball, you could even like stitch a little jingle bell on there if you wanted. I don't know. That might be kind of cute. So this is the brand that I started with, was Every Home Needs a Gnome. Once I started designing, I switched over to my design label, which is the Bojo Mojo Design Co., which I was designing other stuff under before, but I stopped designing that and started designing cross stitch. So that's why I have a name change. But I just love the whole concept of every home needs a gnome, because I believe it's true, which is why I started a gnome adoption agency. So go check that out. Go get that pattern. It's free. That's my point. That is free, my gift to you, my friends. Yeah, I just think it's pretty cute. And finally, last but not least, I'll be back in just a second. I'm back. So hopefully I'll get this all finished before the dogs come out from having their bath. We'll see. So last time I was with you, I showed you guys this pillow that I have stitched. And I finally got the edging on it. There's the back of it. And I said what I wanted you to do was to tell me who has been a big influencer in your life. Somebody who's just been a positive influence for you, or inspiring, or whatever. And I had several people comment and enter in for the giveaway. And I am happy to announce that Carrie, I think your last name is pronounced Pruel, Prouxl. I'm sorry, LX. I think it's Pruel. You are the winner, Carrie. Yay! So, Carrie, if you would DM me and give me your mailing address, I'd be happy to get this into the mail for you. So, yeah. I think that's it, you guys. I'm hoping to do some more giveaways, just kind of as things come up. I I do have some cross stitch patterns that have been gifted to me that I would like to pass forward to other people. One of these days I need to go through and get those kind of organized, and then I'll figure out how to do that. And I don't know, I might do some more kind of stitchy type giveaways just because it's kind of fun. And, you know, I don't feel like I can keep every single thing that I stitch. And there are some things that I really want to stitch just because it looks like a fun stitch, but it's not really like my style. So it's not something that I would necessarily want to keep, which is kind of, I mean, this is kind of my style though. I don't know. I just felt like giving it away. Anyway, we'll just see. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, people. And I think that's it. So, hey, y'all have an awesome gnome day. Gnome it up. Love your gnomes. Be a gnome. I don't know. Just stitch on and have a blessed and amazing day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.